Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, the themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my co-host,
Dulcé Sloan.
Okay, before we start, we need to tell our audience about our live show.
We have a live show that's going to be at the Hollywood Improv on Monday, September 1st at 7:30 p.m. And we have a special guest coming because it's going to be for the finale of Marry My Who's Bond. And I've been looking to see which one of my friends should I ask to come.
Yes.
And I think you all are going to enjoy who we're asking. We're not going to tell you yet because that's what a special guest means. The guest is special. So go get your tickets because listen, we were at KCON and we got to meet people who listen to the podcast.
Yes, it was
watch
so
the podcast.
sweet.
And it was great because people were like, oh my God, are you from Chasing K-Dramas? And they're like, oh my God, Dulcé, this is great. And I was like, Chrissy's over there. And she's like, ah. So we took people, we took pictures with people who are fans of the podcast.
Yes.
And y'all do not know how gratifying that was for us to see people in person and meet them in person that listen to the podcast because Chrissy does a lot of work.
We all
on
do.
This podcast. We do a lot of work. She does way more work than me. She does a lot of work on this podcast.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort. And then there's Mr. Thomas. Shout out to Mr. Thomas. We love Mr. Thomas. So it is a team effort. And thank y'all so much for coming up to us and saying hi. But yes, please come to the live show. Come to the live show. Come to the live show. We're going to be having merch.
Yes, we're making merch.
We're making merch. Y'all know I love to, I have my own merch. But we're going to be making merch. We're going to be making Chasing K-Drama merch. And then eventually we're going to be launching our Sarangees merch for the Sarangees. The Sarangees. We're going to be launching that soon.
Wait, we didn't talk about our Atlanta trip, did we?
No, we didn't talk about going to Atlanta.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so much has happened.
So much has happened.
Yeah,
so I was doing shows at the Laughing Skull.
Yes.
Because they're under new management. And we love a sign that says under new management.
And it's your home.
It was my home club. I've been doing stand-up for 16 years. Because I actually have a Sweet 16 show coming up in September in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store on September the 20th.
Yes.
So it's my Sweet 16 show. But I started stand-up 16 years ago at the Laughing Skull.
Right.
And Shalewa Sharp came. She came from New York, and she's going to be coming to my Sweet 16 show because we both started in 2009. But the show went great. You came down. We went shopping. That was a very eventful week because, I did T-Pain's podcast. Well, no, that whole week on Monday, I did Nick Cannon's podcast.
Yes, and we recorded that day.
And we recorded that. So I did 2 episodes of the podcast that day and then left and did Nick Cannon's podcast. And then that night ran into Dion Cole at the Improv and then was hanging out with him and a bunch of our other friends all night and went to 2 hookah spots with Dion Cole. So
and then we flew to Atlanta.
Yeah, so Wednesday I flew to Atlanta, landed, went and did T-Pain's podcast, and David Perdue came with me. And his recording is 4 hours long. It's a long record because you're doing a lot of things. They're always constantly recording because he's on something called Discord.
Oh, he does Discord.
So there's his podcast and then they do Discord.
Discord is just being live all the time then.
It's just live all the
smart.
time.
Yeah.
Then I was in some type of race car simulator thing. There was a lot happening. There was a lot going on in this podcast. We were there all night. There was food. But it was amazing. And then we went So then the next day we went shopping for
the merch.
For the merch.
We had food.
And then we got food at the best Vietnamese restaurant in Atlanta.
Shout it out.
Was it Nam Phang?
I think so, Nam Phang.
It has a Michelin star, I believe. It has
very good.
It's Michelin status. I've been going there for years. It's where we always get
the guy recognized you. He's like, "Oh, hello! It's been a while."
Because we've been going there for years. That's what we used to do for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we would quit doing traditional Thanksgiving food because my mother was like, again. But you came to my show.
Yes, and then we had some Sarangees there too
because we did a meet and greet with the
So
Sarangees.
cute. I loved it. We hung out with them.
They hung out with them in today's drama chase.
So we're talking about episode 11.
11 of Marry My Who's Bond, right? Our key moments are Jiwon and Jihyuk finally get together. Jooran starts sticking up for herself at work and at home. And Minhwan and Soomin get married, and Jiwon is successful with her revenge plan.
So this episode
Yes.
was really fun.
It goes down.
Action packed.
Listen.
So much happens, which I was a little disappointed with the following episode 12, but
It's what we call in theater.
it's like, whoop.
It's your climax, and then your 12 is your denouement. And you can tell it's the denouement.
Oh, you could definitely tell.
Because
Denouement.
it's like, well, who is this bitch?
So, opening scene.
Yes.
So, we follow up with the beautiful makeout scene that we squealed about. Oh, no dead fish, little making out. They're like taking their clothes off too. And I was just like, ooh, are they going to do it?
And I was like, there's no way that this is going to be this
gonna
racy.
do it? Yeah, but they don't do it because Jihyuk starts having flashbacks.
Uh-huh.
He has flashbacks of their first meeting where Jiwon's like, oh, I want to be on stable land. You know, I just want stability. And then, of course, he remembers his stupid like
Car
crash that killed him. And then he stops. And then then like, did you notice Jiwon's like crying as they're making out, which is a little, you know, very dramatic. Have you ever cried making out?
Not while making out. I don't think so.
Nope. So that was a little odd, but basically he's like, I'm not the right person for you because you want to be happy. I'm not that person.
And then he pushes her out the door.
He grabs her by the wrist.
Which is not how you need to be grabbed by the wrist in this situation.
Exactly.
When we're grabbing by wrist, this is happy, happy, joy, joy. He grabs her by her wrist, places her outside ever so gingerly, and then closes the door in her face. And this was my girl what moment.
Ooh, at the start.
We're not even 5 minutes in. And it's like, sir, mid-kiss, you stopped the kiss to escort me out the building? Bro. So that was my first girl. I was like, I can't.
It's just like,
It hurt my feelings.
it would hurt my feelings too. Like, imagine you like this guy. He's been kind of pursuing, he's doing all this stuff for you. You finally start making out with him and it's getting hot and heavy. And then he's like, no, I can't make you happy. I'd be like, what the is your problem?
But you can make me happy tonight.
So if this was like any other man, it'd be like, you know, he's probably like 40. Oh, no, he's not 40 at this point, but I would call it 40 and frazzled, right? Ugh. 40 frazzled. We don't like that. Or 50 and f***ed. Men in their 50s who are single, 50 and f***ed. But I just, yeah, it was just kind of a little bit, it was a bummer.
It's
She's like crying outside, dude. She's like and then she goes back to her apartment. And then she wakes up in the morning and she looks at her phone to see if he texted.
What was he going to say? Oh, my bad for putting you out my house?
Maybe, or like, hey, maybe I was a little like, it was a little extra. I'm sorry. But you know that feeling when you're like,
yes,
either had a fight or like, you know, when you're like dating someone and like you didn't hear back and then you're like, you get up and you're, that feeling.
I feel that feeling a lot.
I know that feeling. It's not the best feeling, but
no, it's the worst feeling.
Yeah. But she wakes up, they go to work, right? But Jihyuk isn't there. He is missing. And then Greensleeves comes up to Jooran. God, he's so annoying. So he's starting to like annoy, like he's starting to like be mean to her.
Well, because it's like you're not her manager. You're an assistant man. You got demoted. But it's like this thing of, one of my friends told me, I had a male friend tell me, people will only treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Yes.
And he was telling me this in reference to men.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And so the fact that even though he has been demoted, and she now has his job, the fact that he's berating her for being late.
Who are you?
In the words of my brother, who the f*** are you to tell me anything? Why are you even talking to her?
Yeah.
But in the same way that Soomin knows that Jiwon was going to come back.
Yes. It's
the same way that Greensleeves knows that he can talk to Jooran crazy and she's not going to say anything.
Right. And she doesn't at this moment. She takes it. She doesn't say anything. And then the ladies pull her into the break room, right? They're all chatting.
The women's break room, by the way.
The women's break room.
Which I think every company needs. We need a divided break room.
Safe space for women.
Because the number of times I've been in a break room and been like, this Oh, why are we all in the same place?
There was the Copico product placement. There were two very.
Do you know I bought Copico?
I have some actually. Every time I forget to bring it, we have it.
I bought Copico so I could try it.
Did you like it?
I haven't tried it yet.
Okay, I have it. So for the next episode, we'll try it. It wakes you up.
Do it.
There's a little caffeine in there. Yeah. It's a little coffee.
But also, I don't know how big these pieces are, how small their mouths
They're
are. Because the way that they'll
pop them in.
But it's just like, you think they were chewing taffy? It's just like.
So mine is the hard candy.
It looks like it's hard candy, but I keep seeing it at the store because it's like I don't enjoy I don't like tiramisu. I don't love coffee flavor.
You may not like it because it's a very strong coffee flavor. Korean people love coffee. Hence the coffee craze. I mean, there are coffee shops all over Korea. It's like wild, and a lot of them are here in LA as well.
Because I was watching on the
so fancy. So, they're in the break room,
yes.
Right? And basically, Jiwon is advising Jooran to have agency. Be like, you need to be able to talk to Greensleeves because he can't talk to you that way.
In the same way that she had to tell Soomin, hey, we're at work.
Yes.
Stop talking to me casually.
Yes.
She had to go to her, hey, Greensleeves cannot keep talking to you casually.
Yeah.
Also, if HR homeboy is there, Mr. Lee.
Seokjun, yes.
How is it okay that Greensleeves keep complaining about women in the workplace? Is this not a problem?
Right, but I don't think Seokjun is there every day, right? What's happening is Greensleeves is in the bullpen, the marketing department bullpen.
Right. And
he's just doing this. Also, I also noticed that Minhwan is sitting there because I thought he transferred departments, but he's still sitting in the bullpen.
I thought he transferred departments too.
I was a bit confused. Maybe he's on a different marketing team. They all sit on the same floor, but it was very confusing.
His seat didn't change even though the team changed.
Right.
So maybe his seat can't change because you need the tension.
Right. So I was just a bit like, okay.
When he logs into his emails.
Yeah. But then after this conversation, Jooran gets interrupted because her husband calls. And her husband's like, hey, I need you home at 5. And she's like, I'm a manager now. There's no way. Because, in Korea, people work very long hours. And she's like, I'm a manager now. There's no way that I can leave at 5, And then he's pushing back. And then, of course, she's like, I have to deal with this. So she has to leave early. And she's like, I'm going to leave early, but I'm going to come back after. And it's like,
how much emailing is...
Exactly. And then so the Jiwon's just kind of like, why can't you ask your parents to help? Like,
right.
Is there a way? And she's like, no, I can't ask my parents to help if, my husband's at home. Like that's crazy. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
It's also going to be an embarrassment to her.
Right.
So, but Jiwon's like, you can't over accommodate toxic people.
Yes.
And saying that bad people don't appreciate your kindness.
Yeah.
Because it's there's always a thing I would hear growing up where people would say it's one of the phrases of blackdom where it's people taking your kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
Where it's oh, you think just because I'm nice
that you can walk all over me.
Right. And so I've kind of had to realize over the years, but especially at jobs.
Yes.
And with coworkers.
Yeah.
It's, if I'm too nice to you,
you're going to take advantage of me.
You're going to take advantage of me.
Which is so sad about human nature, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I think with Jooran and Jiwon, and I think we start seeing this in the next 2 episodes, right? The connection between these two. Because, Jiwon this entire time is thinking she needs to change her fate through Minhwan and through Soomin, right? Mm-hmm. But then you have the counter. You have Jooran, who, if you think about it, she's in a very similar situation to what Jiwon was in her previous life.
Yeah.
Right? So you have Jiwon right now noticing these things, and she's trying to help Jooran work things out, and she's giving her advice, and she's just like, hey,
is what Jiwon was 10 years in the future, but it's 10 years in the past.
Yeah.
So she's living that life, and if she would have been closer with her, she would have seen what was going on in her marriage.
Yeah. So next scene, Jiwon goes home, and she's cutting up abalone.
Because she finds out that Jihyuk is sick.
Yeah, so she's going to make abalone porridge, it takes a lot of work to make abalone porridge. It's delicious.
So here's the thing. I didn't realize. So even in the captions, it doesn't say abalone porridge.
What does it say?
It doesn't say anything. You just see her making food.
Porridge.
So it says porridge, but it doesn't say it's abalone porridge.
Yeah.
So I was watching it last night, and I'm watching her. I guess she's cutting up the abalone.
Yeah, she is,
And I was looking at it, and I was like, that mushroom looks like it's alive. And and it makes sense because it was abalone.
Yeah.
Which there was a book that I had to read when I was in elementary school
About abalone?
it was a Native American tribe in America, but they like a big staple in their diet was abalone.
I love abalone.
And so, but I think it was like set in Canada. And so the whole thing is about this girl going on this. I can't remember. It was the whole time. I just remember like we were in Florida, and the whole time as kids just being like, what the hell is abalone? Because our teacher, the problem is I don't think our teacher knew what it was. She was like, I think it's shellfish.
Shellfish. So I didn't know what it was because I only knew it by the Korean name, right? It's cheonbokjuk.
Right.
Cheonbok is abalone. So my parents, every time you're sick, my grandma would make this for me. Cheonbokjuk.
Where are you getting abalone in South Carolina?
This was you can get abalone. My mom made it. We went to the Korean market. Yeah, they have it at a Korean market. So when my grandma made it, she probably made it for me when I was living in LA. So that makes sense. But in South Carolina, my mom would make it. Yeah, she would just go to the Korean market in Atlanta and we'd get it.
Your mother drove all the way to Atlanta?
We went every week. I told you, every week,
And
an
she's
hour
like,
and a half. We
my
gotta get
baby's
her.
sick.
We gotta get her provisions.
Listen, you gotta get
You gotta get
your provisions, girl.
You gotta get your video.
Listen, you hope
your
drinking
Korean
water.
drama video store. You gotta go to the video stores, get your videos for your dramas. So we would get we talked about this.
The super pack.
The super packs in that little black plastic bag, and then we would go to the market and we would get all this like food. Yeah, every week.
So when I promise you, I looked, I was like, that mushroom looks like it's alive.
That's so funny.
Is what I really said. But it's abalone porridge. And then it was interesting remembering how
She made it for
Minhwan.
And he was so mean. He's like, you're doing this to satisfy yourself, to make yourself feel better. And you're just like, what?
What a wild thing to say to somebody. She's trying to take care of him.
Yeah.
And then he said, you're doing this for yourself.
It's just...
And I've heard that from men before, where it's just like, well, you're only taking care of me to make yourself feel good.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
no,
do these actions to make
you
yourself.
would do these things.
Yeah.
And I realized recently that like the things that we, especially, it's like trash ass people think other people are doing trash ass things.
Yeah,
Like
because
if you-
that's the intention.
Right.
And there's a comment, actually. Jiwon says something very similar to Yoo Ra in the next episode. Yeah, but...
Interesting.
Yeah, so she
he-
goes upstairs, right? She goes upstairs, brings the porridge. She's listening through the door. She hears the cat meowing, and then she hears a thud.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, what's happening? And she like puts in the code.
And then she has to remember the flight coordinates.
Yes, she plugs it in. She goes in. He has collapsed. So Jihyuk collapses a lot. He's a sickly man.
For a man,
that tall, good looking, he's very sickly.
he has fainted twice.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever. There's only one time. I know I almost did one time. It was like a heat thing. And so it was like I was literally out for not even 10 seconds where I just like caught myself and came back.
I fainted once, yeah. I
And
fainted
then-
after egg freezing. So after I froze my eggs, you're supposed to take it easy, but I was a lunatic and I felt really good. And I was like, oh, I'm fine. So I went to a K-pop concert and it was like a small one.
Oh, a small concert.
It was a baby one. So it was Tomorrow and Together, that group. So this like the BTS baby group, and they had just debuted. Yeah, and then I remember leaving. I felt weird, so like I ran out and I ran outside and in the lobby, and then when I hit the lobby, I like fell, and then I came back and I was like, I gotta go home, and I went home. So Jihyuk's fainted. Jiwon
Like the
comes
delicate
over.
flower that he is.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, 강지원이네. Oh, it's 강지원." And she's like holding on to him. And she's like, and they're like staring into each other's eyes.
Because he's sick. He has a fever. He's delusional.
And then he's just like, do you still feel anxious? Do you still feel shaky? Do you feel like you're still rocking back and forth on a boat?
And this is when she finally finds out that he was the one in the park
Yes.
And and then he goes, he can't be her land, and he wants her to have a stable and happy person. As nice as this was, this made me so mad. It made me so mad because it's just like, because just like she grabs him and, he's touching her face and he said he's sorry. And then she's like, and I recognize you immediately when we met and I've always liked you and I can't be your style of land because I want you to be truly happy. And I was like, I hate this man. As someone who recently had a Jihawk, but only like, it wasn't a whole Jihawk situation.
Yes.
This is like, I hate you. I hate this because, again, he is so smart. He is so smart.
Yeah.
He is so emotionally intelligent, except when it comes to himself. Because, like, he can figure out what she needs. Because, like, again, he's not paying attention. You are watching her change her fate.
So we learn more about Jihyuk as this episode goes on, but I do think that there's parts of him that are stunted, because like you're saying, he really doesn't understand what he is feeling. He understands other people, what other people are going through, but I don't think he really knows himself, or he hasn't had the time to really like
reflect internally
or go to like therapy. I don't think he's ever been to therapy, but it is upsetting because he clearly liked her this entire time. Like, it's literally, he met her once and he was holding on to this love this entire time, right? He never was able to say anything when he met her again years later at work, so he held this.
So I can never think, like, why didn't he say anything?
Again, I just don't think he was in tune with his own emotions. Because if you like, again,
this
episode,
he realized he wasn't in love with her until she died.
Yes, and I think in the next episode, a lot of the people around him say stuff like, "Oh, he wasn't like this until he met Jooran." Like, "Oh, I like this new version of you." Like, so I think he is like through this in his new life, he's also trying things, and I think he's trying to figure out like what he wants and what he's also feeling. It's
because I'm really over the noble
idiot bullshit.
I'm really over I don't understand where this knight in shining armor savior, I'm going to help, I'm going to fix, but I don't understand the keeping it at arm's length. It's a lot.
It's a lot. But this I have to say, so he kisses her palm, which was very romantic. I was like, oh, dang. I was like, okay. And then it does a brutal cut to Uno. Like, why are you cutting to Uno? Poor Uno.
It is the hardest. This show has the hardest jump cuts.
Yes, very intense.
Like, I don't know. How do you say jump in Korean?
Dida?
That's the cut.
Dida.
Dida cut.
I don't think that's the.
Listen, whatever
the jump cut is.
Let me tell you, I don't know if this is a jump. I don't know if this is a book. I don't know what's the more intense thing than jumping. Falling, I don't know. But like, it cuts so hard.
Yes, it's like very
and it's
harsh.
Like the next day. You're like, all right, cool. Now we're outside.
So this we can do quickly. Eunho looks sad, right? Because he's just like, But then Hyun shows up, and Hyun's all perky, happy.
This family will not leave this man alone.
I know she's sitting at the same table, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're like your brother." But she has 2 tickets for a musical, right? And she's like, "You should take Jiwon." And then he's just like, ugh, but Jiwon doesn't love me.
Then the wrong sentence in her novel.
Oh, and I'm just like, okay. So that was meh. So then the next morning, of course, Jiwon spent the night taking care of Jihyuk, right? And this is another trope, right? She's taking care, and she's like sitting there with the cold compress and like doing all of that. She like falls asleep. He wakes up and he's like, "Oh my God, did something happen? What happened last night? Did something happen between us?" And she's just kind of like jerking his chain. She was like, "Oh, maybe something did happen." But then he's like, "All I remember is like seeing you and then like passing out." She's like, "Yep, that's it. That's all happened." And she like walks off, and you're just like, "That's weird."
Also, you had a fever. What do you, the f*** do you think?
What do you think happened?
You had sex with a fever? What? You fell off a couch. How do you think? How could you have sex the time if you fall off a couch? But I do love that she was messing with him.
She was messing with him, and then she apologizes to him. She's like, "Hey, I just want to apologize for not recognizing you."
She gave him a big hug.
I know,
because he was trying to get her to leave, and she's like, "Nope."
I know.
She gave him a big hug, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. And, and she's like, if we'll regret this, then we'll regret it later, and we'll regret it together.
Let's just go. And then she was like, when she heard his confession last night, she realized like this may be the reason why she came back, because she felt truly happy. So she's just like, let's do this. Who cares if we regret it? We live only once, literally, or twice, in this case. But they decide to just move forward, and he's happy, and he goes along with it. And the next day, they're all texting. They're at work and they're like pinging each other. He's like, what are you doing this weekend? She's like, I'm going to hang out with you. It's very cute.
Once again, what is the slogan of UNK?
No one works.
No one works.
No one works.
So I saw the UNK logo pop up on the screen. And so I took a picture of it, and I want to figure out like what kind of merch thing we could do
with the UNK logo.
The UNK logo. Because it's just like, even if I had like pins that said like UNK, nobody works here.
That's so funny.
I think that could be, even if it's like just silly buttons, I think it'd be
very cute.
It'd be very cute.
I love that.
Because nobody works there. But there is somebody on Etsy, and they are selling the work badges.
Oh, that's really cute. That's very funny. Love that.
Those are actually very funny.
Those are cute.
And I was just like, where did you get the logo from?
And then randomly Minhwan like chases after Jiwon, right? He's like trying to talk to her, but it's like, what are we going to talk about?
What you need?
You cheated on me. Like, what are we doing here?
And then motorcycle hottie, Mr. Lee.
And then he comes and like,
he's just in the elevator, and it's just like, and she gets on, and she's like, he's like, I need to. He's like, well, because he tries to talk to her, and she's just like, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
I know. And then he goes to the storage room. Of course, that like everyone's favorite storage room, and he's like throwing stuff, and he's so angry, and I'm just like
kicking things, but that box of toilet paper gets stuck at his foot, and he starts going, "Get off me!"
It's just, again, I just like don't understand why he is so angry at her. It's like
she didn't do what he wanted.
Yeah, and he's just so upset.
Because remember when she first tries to break up with him, he tried to hit her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's so stupid. But then we cut to Minhwan introducing Soomin to his mama. And this is interesting because Soomin is not a Jiwon, right? She's a Yoo. She's a fox.
And she's not, and he told her to her face that she's not marriage material.
Right. But she's able to maneuver this woman. So it's a skill set, right, that Jiwon didn't have, because I think Jiwon is a bear. So she's very much matter of fact. I think she tried her best. So she just worked really hard, but she wouldn't, she was all about like filial piety, right? It's like she wouldn't like talk back. Or she wouldn't like try to explain herself to her mother-in-law. That's why the mother-in-law was able to walk all over her, right? Soomin is different. So we kind of see this here. So Soomin like knows what she's working up against. So I feel like she is able to maneuver this woman really well.
And she was also buttering herself up to her at the cooking lesson.
Exactly. So Minhwan, though, tells his mom that Soomin also went to Hanguk University. So they lie. Right? He lies about her education, which it seems like she's kind of taken aback by that. She's just like, and then basically he says, oh, she's an employee. Like basically he's making her like another Jiwon. Same credentials as Jiwon, which is just not true at all.
But then Sumin's like, yeah, well, my mom loves him.
Yeah.
But she also is like, sons always get their brains from their mothers.
Yeah.
And because the mom at first was just like, do you know any other women than women you work with? Have you met any other women than the one that you work with? And then she's like, she's probably just as bad as the last one. And then that's when Soomin starts laying it on. Mothers get their brains from their, sons get their brains from their mothers. And, her mom was disappointed that she was getting married like this, but, she convinced her mom, and now she has to know what to convince him, convince Minhwan's mom. But she is definitely just taking it.
Yeah. And then she's also lying about her background too, right? She says, my mom is a teacher in Busan, and my dad was a wealthy businessman, but he just passed.
He passed away.
So she's saying all these things, and and she uses a lot of aegyo, which is, like the sucking up kind of like, oh, 어머님, so she wins Minhwan's mom over. So it seems like the mother-in-law improves, even if she's pregnant, right? The fake pregnancy.
I mean, she had to have that pregnancy.
Right.
She had to get that pregnancy because there was no other way.
Right. And then they go outside and she gets upset. Well, they say bye to the mother-in-law and she turns to Minhwan and she's like, why did you lie about my background? And he's like, you're lying too.
I don't even know your mother.
He's like, we're all lying. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, if my mom knows that you went to a no-name college and that you're not an official, like you're unemployed and you're a contract worker, she's never going to approve. So he's like, let's just go along with it, whatever. And then she's like, okay. He's like, oh, so like, I'll let you know when the family dinner time is. And he's like, peace, bye. And he just like runs off and she's like, where are you going? So it's like, basically it's like, he's clearly just using her now, right? Mm-hmm. He's getting married to her because yes, she's pregnant, but also like he needs her. He needs for the money. Mm-hmm. So this is just an entire plot to get that money, which is just insane. It's like women are objects to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's the only way he operates. But I think everyone's an object to him. I think everyone is an object for him to get what he wants when he wants. And everyone's just supposed to be serving an objective for him to achieve whatever goal he's trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Because I do wonder how long he's worked at UNK. Because if Jiwon is a
assistant manager.
Yeah, as an assistant manager and he's just a regular.
I think he was an assistant manager too.
Oh, that's why he was running the
Yeah, I think he was the same level as Jiwon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think they came in around the same time. That's probably how they met. Because they probably got hired at the same time. But so the next scene, Jiwon and Jihyuk go on a date, right? So they're on their way to a date, but then Jihyuk finds out that, and who knows? Oh, because Jihyuk has his spies, I guess. Jihyuk tells Jiwon that Minhwan and Soomin are getting married, and they booked the Crown Wedding Hall, which is where she got married.
And she calls it the worst place for a woman.
So while they're driving, they also find out that Jooran has told her parents about the situation with her husband. How her husband is unemployed at the moment. He's not really helping. He's claiming to look for jobs, but he isn't. So Daddy Jooran comes in. I love this man. He's like, what are you doing for my daughter? You need to come and work at our Kaibi restaurant.
And then this unemployed bastard has the audacity to look him in the face and go, I'm not really meant for that kind of work. And he's like, what kind of work are you meant for? Because it looks like it's none.
So it's good though, because basically Jooran is taking Jiwon's advice.
And taking charge of her life.
Yes. So Jihyuk and Jiwon takes him to her hometown, basically, right? They go to the beach. They go get their kukbap, their pork kukbap. And then she's kind of teasing him for being like a rich boy. She's like, oh my God, it's like torinnim tea. Like, you know, like you have this like air about you.
Because he didn't know, because she was like, I didn't know a kukbap restaurant could cost that much. And then she's like, this is how you make your soup. And then this is how she's like, yeah, that's how I knew that you had some cash, because you didn't know how to make your soup. But they're walking on the beach and she keeps calling him by his formal name, and he's like, hey, when are you gonna stop calling me director? And she's like, what'd your other girlfriends call you? And he was like, I don't remember. It
doesn't matter anymore.
And I don't care. And then he kisses her.
It's very sweet, but I feel like it's too happy. There's like, you know, when you have too many happy moments for couples, you're like, we're at the midway point. When's the shoe gonna drop?
That's why I told you when I was watching Itaewon Class and the dad was too nice.
You're like, he gonna die.
It's like, he gonna die. I don't know when that. I don't know. I do not know when Appa is going to die, but Appa is going to. He's going to drink soju in the sky.
I know. It's always when the parents are too nice.
He's gonna be an ancestor.
So, back at work, Jooran finally takes a stand towards Greensleeves, okay?
Because he's sitting at her desk.
He's such an idiot.
She walks in, this goofy motherfucker is sitting at her desk.
Everyone is they're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Why is he? He's not working. They're not working. He's sitting. He's like, oh, my desk remembers me. My chair remembers my butt. And it's like, what? Your chair remembers your butt. And then he's like, oh, I should be. And it's like, this is insane. And so she walks in and everyone's looking.
And then the other employee, someone else comes, the new person comes in.
There's a new guy that comes in.
He's like, hello, manager.
This new guy comes in, and because he's sitting at the manager, and I think I've seen that dude on other dramas too.
Oh yeah, he's always an extra.
But he's always an extra
bit character.
Or a second lead, or a second lead's friend. He's always a friend to somebody.
He's never like a second lead. He's always like he's like
a friend.
Bit. Yeah,
he's always a buddy, right? And so he comes in, he's like, hey, what's up? And it's like he's introducing himself as thinking that he's the manager because he's not telling them that he's not. And so Jooran walks in and she's just like, I know this motherfucker's not. And so looks over at Jiwon and Jiwon's like, chop. Chop. And I love the little sound effect. It's like, and I
love this part.
Love that she's like, what are you doing? And why are you talking to me crazy? He's like, what are you talking about? She's like, the only reason I was talking to you crazy is because you talked to me crazy and I thought that's what we were doing.
Right. Because she's speaking to him in 반말, which is the informal way of speaking. Right? Because at work, you should always speak formally, right?
Yes.
But then she switches and she's like, yeah, basically. Like she is speaking 반말. She's basically saying, you have bad ideas. You don't work. You're always late. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then he's like, how dare you talk to me like that? And she goes, but you talk to me that way and I'm your manager. So like, why would I speak to you formally? You know, it was great. And then it's so funny because the little sound effect, the
puppy dog sound. My mama's like, not the puppy sound,
you know? And then she finally puts him in his place. Then he goes upstairs. So Minhwan pulls him out, right? He and Minhwan are on the roof.
Bitching about women.
Offers him a cig and be like, oh, those women, right? Women aren't reliable. Men have to stick up for each other. Mm-hmm. And then Greensleeves like, hey, do you want to like, I think he asks him, are you dating? What's happening with you and Soomin?
And he goes, nothing's happening with me and Soomin. And it's like, oh, nothing's happening with you and Soomin? Didn't she just meet your mama?
Mm-hmm. So then we skip over because Jooran and her family, they're throwing a work dinner celebrating her promotion, right?
Because she's a big boss now.
Yeah, and her parents.
So her title changed. So her title was before, what was it?
Teddy.
And what's her title now?
과장님?
과장님. Yeah, we go.
God, there's so many. There's 과장님.
So many names.
There's so many names. So they're at the kalbi house, the kalbi chip, right? Which literally in Korean means kalbi house, kalbi chip.
Which that mean ain't cheap.
No. Dad comes out
with so much beef,
so much meat, and he's like, hello, I want to welcome you guys. Please be good to my princess. It's so sweet. He calls her a little princess, and she's like, oh my God, stop it. But did you notice the banner? The banner that basically is like celebrating our Jooran who made it as manager. It's so cute. It reminds me of, Queen of Tears.
Because of that whole banner. Listen, I feel like
that banner business in Korea making a lot of money.
I feel like we don't. It made me think of like the banners for like a high school, or like when you see the banners for like cheerleaders and like
yeah.
And I was just like, I want us to start doing that for regular shit.
I love it when I see homes now, like they'll have little banners for kids graduating. Oh, like our kid is graduating kindergarten, or like our kid, like, 5th grade, or like senior. I love that. Cute.
It's so funny. My mom did like a big banner for me for my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she would like put it on the fence and everything. And she's like, I felt bad that I didn't get you a banner when you graduated high school. And I was like, huh.
Did you notice how this was so funny with Minhwan? He's been super extra. And he's making the Jooran bombs.
Yeah. What was that? Everyone was so confused. He was like covered in alcohol by the end of it. He was soaking wet.
It made me kind of sad because he was so like hyped and everyone's like, Jooran is so sweet. And Jooran like goes up and she's like, thank you. And everyone's like,
I could not figure out why he was going so hard.
Because he's trying to make up for it. Because he's embarrassed himself. He's back,
And then he's further embarrassed himself.
So
he does these Jooran bombs and she's like, yes, thank you so much. Minhwan, that's so great. And so, but Jiwon remembers that her dad used to call her princess.
This made me sad.
And, that she had someone by her side.
Yeah.
But she has Jihyuk.
And Jihyuk's next to her.
And Jihyuk's next to her.
So then,
My boy.
Seokjun is outside because Jooran invited Seokjun. Seokjun is not the type of person to come to these events. So everyone's shocked. Hyun is shocked because she knows Seokjun because of the family, you know.
He works for the grandpa.
So she's like, why is he here? But while he's outside, he witnesses Jooran's husband, who just started working at the galbichip. He just started. He's canoodling with an employee.
Which makes sense because he was already cheating before. Because remember, he said to her, I have a job interview at 7 p.m. And she's like, if you're going to lie to me.
Yes. So
just
he's canoodling.
Be better.
They kiss. She's like wiping his lips. And then they like run towards the entrance of the restaurant, right? And then Seokjun comes out. Jooran comes. And Jooran's like, oh, yobo, like, where have you been? Where have you been, husband? And then Seokjun's like, oh. Yeah.
And then he's like, Doro?
Yeah. And then the husband's just like, oh, like, you guys know each other. So Seokjun is aware of what's happening. So they all go in, right? And then Greensleeves randomly says.
But I love how but like, Hyun's like, why is he here? And like, Jooran's like, because I invited him.
Yes.
And then gets up and serves him soju. And I was like, excellent.
Something happened. Something brewing. It's something brewing. Okay.
Daddy.
Then, so this part is just crazy.
Was and this was my, I don't want to say girl what. It was like my, moment. Well, because Minhwan and Jooran's husband come outside and they do the exact same throwing down on the ground, getting upset, but they scare each other.
Yeah. They
scare each other and freak each other out.
Apron. Minhwan throws his jacket. And it's like, they're so pissed.
And it's just like, what are you mad about? What's Minhwan mad about is because everyone was like seeing you act like fool again. And then what is old boy mad about? Is it because
because he had to go in front of the employees and he was just like, 안녕하세요.
And he has to say hi.
남편입니다. Yeah, he was just like, please take care of my Jooran. He didn't like that.
Because
he's fucking working at the galbichip.
Because he didn't want to be working anyway. And then he has to get in front of all his wife's subordinates and be like, please take care of my wife. And it's like, you could have just gotten a job and been a competent and contributing person to your marriage as opposed to living off your wife. It's
just, again, very feminist story. I always say this, but it is a look into an exploration of the modern man. It really is this drama. For this week's segment, we're going to talk about our Jooran, okay? The actress who plays Jooran. Her name is Gong Min Jeung.
I've seen her in other stuff.
She is, so she's my age. She's 38, 39. She's 38. So she is known to be the indie queen in Korea. So she is an indie film star. That's how she got her start. Like, she has been in tons of movies. So I counted. She has been in 25 features, 25 short films, and I forget how many dramas, like 10 dramas. So she has been working since she graduated from college, which is great. She is in Hong Sang-soo. He's a really famous director in Korea. There's a lot of drama with him because he had an affair with the Korean actress. It was this whole thing. Yes. Anyways, Kim Min-hee is the actress. You probably recognize her, but he had an affair. But anyways, she's in a lot of his films, but yeah, she is known. She's won a lot of awards, but on the film side, she's a very well-respected actress. And she started doing more dramas in 2017 is when she started. So she was getting second lead, friend roles. So her biggest one was actually, she was in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha.
I remember her.
Yeah, she was the nurse.
Because I saw her pop up in this drama. I was like, oh, yay. I was happy to see her.
Yeah. So she got a lot of praise through there. And then she ended up winning. So she was in a drama in an NBC drama called $1 Lawyer, which I didn't watch, but she got Best Supporting New Actress Award at the the SBS Awards in 2022.
How do we get to the SBS Awards?
Exactly. But her first short film was her first acting gig, but that short film ended up winning the Blue Dragon Film Awards. Like, it won a short film award. So the first project she was in won an award, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh, she goes.
I know.
Bro.
That's kind of great.
And I don't say stuff like this. I wonder, like, if someone did her reading, like in the traditional, like, Korean reading.
Oh, yeah, they could see it.
I wonder, like, what her, and I never talk like this, but I do wonder for her to see, like, so much success.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, if you're someone who does those things, like, what that looks like.
I think so. I think, like, when my parents talk about it or my mom talks about it, there's some, like, people's readings where you can tell that they're going to be famous. Like, there's stuff in their reading where it's like, oh, this person is going to do something extraordinary, or this person's going to have a lot of fame or become famous. So I think there's ways of, like, kind of predicting that. But she's a great actress. And then she also, and I think I already mentioned this, but while she was filming Marry My Husband, she met her husband, the guy who plays the husband, right? His name is Chang Jae-ho, and they ended up getting married, which is so funny.
So the man who plays her trash husband became
her
real husband.
Real husband. So they got married in September 2024, and then she had a baby. She had a baby girl in January 2025. So it's lovely. But what's really funny about her too is she looks so much like my friend Jess. You met Jessica at KCON.
It's so interesting because every time I see her, I'm like, someone's gonna be understated and kind of sad. And that's what she plays. She's a good actress, but she's understated.
Yep.
She's kind of sad.
Now this is where it gets fun. It gets fun now. So
you got the wedding prep and the invitations.
Minhwan's mother. So she's taking Soomin and Minhwan looking at apartments. Okay, looking at homes. She was supposed to buy Minhwan a house, but they get there. She's like, "Oh, this is actually for lease." Minhwan's like, "What do you mean lease? I thought you were gonna buy me a house.
What is this renting?
What do you mean?
Why are we renting? What are you talking about?
Live there for 2 years and then we'll think about buying you a house."
Why do you think she changed her mind?
I don't know. Either she doesn't trust her son because her son's acting like a Looney Tune. Or I actually thought about this too. Maybe his parents don't have money. Or they're not as well off as he thinks they are.
Well, because I don't know what they do.
Yeah. So I don't know, but she plans everything. They're looking at honeymoon pamphlets, looking at Hawaii.
Because they're like, we're going to go international. It's like, you are pregnant. You were going to stay in Korea.
Then she chooses the wedding dress. Soomin's looking at really pretty wedding dresses. They're normal cut, right? And then the ajuma's just like, no, that's too revealing. You need to be covered up. So she chooses the old-fashioned one. Makeup, everything is old-fashioned. The invitations that cracked me up.
I like those invitations.
Those are kind of cute, but she was just like, I think they're very old-fashioned.
Oh, you can tell they're traditional.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, is it shaped like the duck? Like, the two ducks
the
that you have?
mandarin duck.
Yes, is it shaped like the two ducks? And she was just so upset.
Yeah.
Because she was like, your mother did all of this, your mother did all of this. And he's like, just talked.
Yeah, why don't you go tell her? She's like, I can't talk to your mom like that. You need to help me, which is true if you think about it. Like, I feel like
that's your mom. I just got here.
Yeah, so you need to be the mediator. You need to help me. And he's just like, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear it. Right? Okay.
Because he really doesn't want to be marrying her.
He doesn't want to be married. He doesn't care. He just wants a house. He just wants to be left alone.
He wants to be out of debt because the whole point of marrying her is to get out of this debt. Because I'm surprised he didn't call the wedding off, but she's still pregnant.
Yes. Okay. So then this is where it gets wild. Let's go. Okay. Soomin sends Jiwon a text of a very beautiful, like modern looking invitation, right?
Very Canva.
Very Canva.
Very Evite.
Yes. So she texts it to Jiwon. Jiwon opens it at work. But then all of a sudden, there's scurrying. Okay. Everyone's like, huh? So not only did Soomin we know definitely sent the invite to Jiwon, right?
And then Jiwon sent it to Jihyuk. And then Jihyuk sent it to everybody.
But we don't know that yet, right? So right now, we are under the assumption that Soomin sent it to everyone.
Oh, yeah. I thought that Jihyuk sent it to everybody.
He does.
Oh, because that's what I thought immediately.
But immediately, I didn't think that. I thought it was Soomin.
Oh, I knew him. I thought immediately that was him.
So everyone's assuming it was Soomin, right? So everyone is freaking out. Minhwan has no idea because Minhwan was going around telling people, like, he's acting like nothing's happening between them, right? You know, Greensleeves asked him, he's like, no, we're not dating. So he wants to keep everything buttoned up in secret, right? But then someone tells Minhwan, he's like, hey, like, well, what is this?
Because everyone's freaking out. And the man's like, what happened? And the guy goes, hey, you might want to open your email. How does this company make any money? Did no one tell Halapaji what's going on in his business?
Well, I mean, Seokjun did a report in the last episode, so he knows. So Minhwan storms up to Seokjun's office to HR, and he's just like, oh my God, why did you send this? Like, who sent this? Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And Seokjun's like, it's actually customary when an employee gets married, we send out invitations, we give you a gift, and we also give you days off because you're getting married. So, like, what are you complaining about? And
right.
The employee next to him is just like, he's complaining because he cheated on her best friend with this woman. That's why. And I think he's embarrassed.
And that was my mumsy what moment. Was the employee translating the situation to motorcycle hottie? Was my mumsy what moment? Because she was just like, oh, he's got to tell him everything.
He's telling him everything. So, you know, Minhwan is mortified, okay? So
he's mortified. He's Mordecai. He is Morpheus. He is toasted and honey roasted. He is done, so it is game over.
It's pretty, yeah.
He is losing his mind. But as soon as I saw the email go out, and the first thing I thought was, where is Greensleeves? Because he's about to act but then Greensleeves, there's that moment, right? Greensleeves looks at Minhwan and he's just like, and he looks so hurt. I mean, listen, poor Greensleeves, you know. So hurt.
He lost the love of his life to his new buddy. His new buddy, like he's like sending text messages to be like, let's hang out.
Misogynistic man lost his to a trash ass man.
I know.
Lo siento.
So, really quickly, Seokjun shows Jihyuk's grandfather photos of our happy little couple on their outings, okay? Because they're spying everyone.
Got Jihyuk under surveillance.
Yeah. But then grandfather's pretty happy. He's just like, Jihyuk seems really happy. Like he's smiling.
Genuine smile.
So Seokjun tells him, this is the part where you kind of learn that Seokjun, they run into each other at the, Seokjun runs into Jihyuk at the elevator. Do you remember the scene? Mm-hmm. And then basically Jihyuk admits that he's the one who sent the email. So Seokjun's like, why are you meddling? This is beneath you. Like, why are you doing all this stuff? And he's just like, listen, whatever Jiwon wants, Jiwon gets. I'm on Jiwon's side. I'll do anything for her.
Listen, anything for Selena. You see him? That's the energy.
So, but then this is interesting because Seokjun tells the grandfather at that moment, he's like, he's acting different. Like, I'm seeing Jihyuk in a different light. He seems more human. Mm-hmm. And he says, I didn't really want to work with him because I didn't think he was like an actual person.
Which explains why he quit when old boy gets the promotion.
Yes. So, okay. Then Minhwan comes home, okay? Soomin is hanging out with the mother-in-law, okay? He is screaming. He's like, you sent the invites. How dare you? And she's like, I didn't send out the invites. Like, what are you talking about?
And why are you yelling?
Why are you yelling at me? And he's just like, everyone knows now. Everyone knows. And she's like, who cares? Who cares if everyone knows? We're getting married. Who cares? It doesn't matter. And then the mom's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Why are you screaming at a pregnant lady? You know?
And then she proceeds to get up and beat the hell out of him. Yes. All in his head. His
hitting him.
Head.
And then she brings him out. She pulls Soomin into her room and she's just like, you sit here, you take care of that baby and listen to
the little general,
listen to classical music. So you just need to be calm, you know.
And my mom was like, aren't you supposed to put the headphones on the stomach?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But listen, I mean, you know. Then we cut to a scene. Jiwon and Jihyuk are just like watching TV. They're playing with their cat. They're giggling. They're doing all this stuff like, you know, all this stuff. And then like Jihyuk at one moment, he's like napping on her on her lap. And he's dreaming. He goes, I want to live. And she's like, what? You know, like what is happening? But it's really cute. But again, it's like they're too happy. It's too much happiness. Happy. Like something has to fall apart.
But also you notice in that I love the moment where the mother-in-law goes, you just deal with it. Let him cry himself out. Talking about Minhwan. All men are babies. All men are babies. You're going to have a baby. You have to take care of yourself and this baby because you just ignore him and let him act like this.
Okay.
But I think this is but that whole scene is interesting because she's just been telling her just grin and bear it.
Yeah. The men are all like this.
Men are all like this. Have your baby and it's fine.
Okay.
So it is
D-Day.
the wedding day circled on the calendar.
Circled on the calendar. They're getting married.
D-Day or W-Day. So Jiwon gets ready for Soomin's wedding and she's wearing an all beige outfit with a trench coat, which we know per American standards.
You do not do that.
You do not wear white, beige, cream, off-white, eggshell, ecru, anything.
Even like a baby pink.
Even a baby pink at this couch. Anything that is in.
None of this.
None of this.
Just
this is the dark. This is the lightest you can go.
Yeah. So in Korean culture, in case you were wondering.
All white's disrespectful, right?
No. So it's not disrespectful. Koreans are when it comes to dress code, so like there's no formal wear in Korean weddings. So when you get an invite, like modern day weddings right now, it is a gamut. You know how when we go to weddings, it's like cocktail.
Depending on the time of day, yeah.
Yeah, right? Usually it's just like business formal, I would say. So people will show up just wearing like slacks, like work outfits, right? And then it's mostly muted colors. So I don't think you should wear beige, but it's not like a bad thing. Like I don't think anyone should wear white, but they wear muted colors. So a lot of black, a lot of navy. Like you don't want to stand out as like
Which is so funny because you can't wear black to a wedding either.
Right. So it's like the complete opposite of and then sometimes people they show up real casual, like family members. They'll wear like jeans. Their jeans and like I have seen like when I'm watching like if I see photos of like celebrity weddings, you'll see random people just like in regular like just like everyday outfits, and you're just like, oh, they stick out like a sore thumb. But Korea doesn't really have a dress code. Is that interesting?
We're very into, especially for a country that's very into formality and tradition.
Yeah.
Is it because of the influence of like Western weddings? Because like there also doesn't seem the tradition of like, because there's the pictures that you take of you and the bride and the groom before the wedding, where they're together. Well, in America, because based off the European tradition, it's the bride can't see the groom before the wedding. So like the bride can never
definitely see each other.
Absolutely.
They're showing each other's like wedding dresses and shit and like all of that. Yeah. There's none of that. Yeah. Because
like when you find out that the origin of that is just superstition anyway. So I did wonder that. But yeah, when she walked in when she walked in an all beige outfit, I was like, oh, she came to fight. Oh. And also she came with her hair pulled back. Because I remember going to a party one time where I thought I might have to fight a girl. And so I had my hair braided down with a scarf. Mr. Thomas just looked at me in the craziest way. And then I didn't have any jewelry on. And so I get to the party and my friends were like, you seem kind of dressed down. You usually have jewelry and stuff. And I was like, just taking it real casual because I thought I was going to have to fight somebody at this party. So I was like, I not only did I braid my hair down, I had a scarf on. And then I didn't have an earring, a ring, a necklace, nothing. And then I almost did have to fight that girl, but my homeboy hooked it up. So sometimes when you show up somewhere, her hair was pulled back.
Listen, very simple. She was ready.
She was dressed for war.
Before we go,
the necklace.
He puts on the authentic necklace that he bought on his way to Japan at duty free on the plane.
The biggest old boy got her
the fake one. He puts it on. And he says, what does he say to her? He's like, oh, because you deserve the best. It's very sweet. So he puts it on her. And then Soomin is waiting at the bridal waiting room, right? So before weddings, I'm sure you've seen this in the dramas. They always have their little waiting room area. So usually you're waiting in there. People are taking your photo and your friends come in one by one, take photos with you. She's there all alone.
She has now friend. No mom.
No nothing.
Nobody is coming to see her. No one's in the room.
Yes. And then she's looking very nervous because she's looking around and it's everything that her mother-in-law picked. Like nothing about this wedding. She had no choice in anything.
But did she also not pay for it?
She didn't pay for it. So she's waiting, and she tells herself, it's okay. You're pretty. You're getting a family now. I won. And she keeps on saying this over and over again. I won. I won.
Like,
right?
I won.
I won. Not Jiwon. I stole everything Jiwon wanted. I won, right? Mm-hmm. And then her mother-in-law comes in, and Soomin's like, oh, can you, like, see my stomach? Oh, like, when she's not pregnant. She's like, oh, is this, And then the mother-in-law's like,
better not.
Better not. And also, like, where are your friends? Like, where's your family? Like, where is everyone, right? And then the photographer comes in. So this part, I don't know if you caught this. Her mother-in-law is wearing a pink hanbok.
Yes.
Right? A pink hanbok is usually worn by the mother of the bride. Because in traditional, like pebek, the traditional Korean wedding, the old ones, the men are wearing the blue hanbok, right?
Yes.
And the women are wearing the red hanbok.
Yes.
So based off of that, women usually wear, so the mother of the bride wears pink pastel light color hanbok, and then the mother of the groom wears like baby blue shades of blue. So that's why the photographer, I don't know, like the photographer was like, oh, is that your mom? And she's like, oh no, that's my mother-in-law. And then the mother-in-law's like, I look good in pink, that's why I wore it. It's just so weird.
That's interesting that was the thing that the writer wrote.
Yeah. Basically, it's just kind of like, this woman doesn't care about tradition, just as long as she looks good, right?
Also, this is the same woman who was mad at someone for not knowing the ancestral rites, and then she's just bucking tradition the entire time.
Exactly. So I thought that was interesting. But they take a photo. She's like covering.
She's covering her whole body.
I know. And then the photographer's like, what? But then the fake mom comes in, or her mother comes in.
Who's not wearing pink, by the way.
Was she wearing like light pink?
These are like yellow.
Pastel's fine.
Okay.
Light colors, yeah. So she comes in and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm late. And she knows the script. She tells Soomin not to worry. She knows that her mom's a teacher, or she's supposed to be a teacher, that the dad passed all of that. And then Soomin's like, okay. She's like, where are the people that we hired for friends? Like, I paid you to bring like 11 people as my friends. Where are they? It made me so sad. I know I don't like her, but like that made me real sad.
But this is the genius of the Korean drama, where you are feeling, or you feel bad for the villain.
Yeah, you have empathy for the villain. Yeah, for sure.
So that's a credit to the writing of the show.
Yeah.
Where you can just go, oh, this bitch is crazy, but like, oh, this
I
bitch
know.
is sad.
Then in the wedding lobby, right? Minhwan is greeting his guests. His friend comes, right? And his friend's like, oh, and then Minhwan's like, where are the boys? Where are the boys? And he's like, well, some of them aren't coming because they know you cheated, so they don't want to do that.
And he's like, shut up.
Yeah. And then the other people are just going to show up later for the reception. So again, Minhwan is like Soomin, right? He has like that one friend, the one friend who showed up, right? He has no one too. And then of course, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
Jiwon struts in. She doesn't have the rain jacket, not the rain jacket, the trench coat on. She like has this like vest thing on. And she's showing off her arms.
She's showing off her tiny arms and that necklace. And then his friend says, wait, isn't this your ex?
He's like, who is that? And she like struts into.
Struts. But the thing is, when you got that man with you.
Uh-huh. Oh my God. And he is so fucking tall.
He's so tall.
Like obscenely tall.
Oh, because it's like so there's like guys that I've dated where they have said to me, they like when they're with me, they walk taller.
Yeah.
And like you can see someone's like posture change sometimes when they're with certain people. And he is bulletproof right now.
He looks so good. So they walk in. And Minhwan is nervous to see her. And then he's like, he's thinking like, oh my gosh, she's really pretty. Like, fucking dirtbag. Just
True.
dirtbag human being. And she's like, congratulations. And she gives him an envelope. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't have. He's thinking that it's like money, right? Or something. And she's like, just open it later. Okay, open it up later. And then Minhwan's friend's like, oh my God, wasn't that your ex? Like, what happened? Like, I thought you broke up with her. It seems like you got dumped. She's so hot. Like, what's happening, right? Then Minhwan opens up the envelope, and it is a legal document.
It's a complaint.
It's a complaint. Basically, Jiwon is suing Minhwan for taking her money, which is great. And he's just like, and he like crumples it up and he's super angry, right?
Here's the thing about a legal document. There's a bunch of other copies.
Exactly.
You can crumble it up, tear it up all you want to.
So
then this is the moment that we've all needed. This is the moment that we've been waiting for 10 episodes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
We have done what the show said. Soomin is marrying her husband.
Yes.
And so we have to have the confrontation.
Yes.
So she walks in and Soomin looks shocked that Jiwon came.
Yep.
And then she was like, "Well, why are you so late? And I thought you weren't coming." But the best part about the actress who plays Soomin is that, and you know, as someone who's watched the show, you know that as upset as Soomin could be, she's also happy.
She's really happy that she came. That
Jiwon came.
Yes, because she needs the validation. She needs Jiwon's approval. She likes Jiwon.
She needs to know that she won, and so Jiwon has to be. It's an awful thing. It's an awful twisted thing because as much as she wants Jiwon to be there to see the wedding, to see that she has won, she also only has Jiwon as her only family, her only friend. And so she needs Jiwon to be there. She's going to see it as support.
Yeah.
So she's like, I have no one here because it's like Minhwan doesn't love her. The mother-in-law doesn't love her. She hired her mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And none of her friends came. So the only friend, and they're not even good.
Yeah.
But she's like, I need someone here for me. And even if it's an enemy.
Yep.
There's still an affiliation and an emotional connection with this person. And so there's a flashback to Jiwon's wedding, and it's the same thing where you see the door open and Soomin sitting there, and then you see the flashback and Jiwon sitting there. And it's the same dress. It's the same makeup. It's the same pearl necklace. It's the same it's the same everything.
And I wonder if they were both feeling the same thing.
Because they didn't get to pick.
Yeah, and probably Jiwon felt awful, just like how Soomin feels awful too. Soomin is unsure of this decision. She doesn't know what she's doing. That's why she keeps on telling herself that she won. She's like, I'm pretty, you're pretty, it's okay, you won. And I wonder what Jiwon felt too in that moment when she was, So
Soomin would have actually but Soomin said something ugly to her, but she still came. And was still because she wouldn't have had any other family. She wouldn't have had any friends. Soomin would have been her only friend or family at her wedding.
Yeah. And then Jiwon says, the dress looks good on you. And Soomin's like, oh, doesn't it? Yeah, like my mother-in-law likes me so much, she picked it out for me. It's a bit old-fashioned, but she's so kind and she cares for me.
Which she knows isn't true.
And then Jiwon literally scoffs. She's like right.
Okay, girl.
And then Soomin's face, this is such good acting. Her face like drops. Like as soon as she scoffs at her, Soomin's face just falls, right? And then Jiwon's like, I'm glad you guys get along. And then Soomin's just like, why don't we get a photo? And then Jiwon's like, I don't think that's necessary.
Which is crazy to say to somebody on their wedding day.
She goes, congratulations on picking up the trash that I threw away. Girl. And I just, and then she lifts up her pink Chanel bag. She tosses it at her, lands on her dress. And she goes, Minhwan bought this for me. Do whatever you want with it. You can use it. You can sell it. Do whatever. I don't care. And she smiles and she walks off.
Let me tell you something. I fully expected Soomin to grab her by her hair.
Yeah, I did too. I'm surprised she did it.
I think the only reason or at least start screaming at her.
Because it's her wedding day.
I think it's because of the wedding day. Also, she can't fight pregnant. Now, that would have been interesting if she fights
her and loses the baby. Yeah.
Because that's because if she wasn't in an emotional state that she's in right now.
Yeah, she is 'cause she's freaking out right now.
Furious. She's absolutely furious.
Furious.
But if she would have thought this out, if she would have thought this out, I'm like, if I fight her, but the thing is, the goal is she still has to get married because she's like she said earlier, I'm going to have a family. I won. So you can't flip out because there's no way the mother-in-law is going to let her stay married. There's no way the mother-in-law is going to let the wedding go through if she fights her. I'm surprised she didn't at least throw the purse back at her.
I know.
I'd at least thrown the purse back.
So Soomin is shaking. She's furious. And then we jump to her standing in front of the doors, right about to enter the wedding hall, right? And she's thinking to herself, she's like, and she remembers Jiwon saying that Minhwan was the trash that she threw away, right? And she's thinking about Minhwan, how he's been treating her because he has been a trash ass husband, trash ass boyfriend to her. He's throwing tantrums. He's mean to her. And then she's just like, no. Ignore it. You stole him. You stole him from her. You won. And she keeps on telling herself, you won, right? Then she like smiles like a complete lunatic.
Yep.
And then she moves forward. She starts walking, right?
With Minhwan's dad because her dad has passed away.
Right.
So there's no father to walk her down the aisle.
Which is the same thing that Jiwon did too, right? Because Jiwon really didn't have a dad. So
because her dad had passed when they met.
Yeah. So she's walking down. Jiwon is watching and she has tears in her eyes. Tears of like, to me, like joy and like happiness that it's like finally like all coming together.
I think
and bittersweetness.
Yes, I think it was bittersweet. I think it was a bittersweet. There has to be so many emotions here because it's just like I achieved my goal in the same way that when they finally hook up, she was sad.
Yeah. And then Hyun's like, Soomin doesn't look anything like her mom. And then Jiwon's like thinking to herself, yeah, that is not her mom. That's not her mom. Who is this? So the wedding happens. The ceremony's over. They're taking photos, okay? Mm-hmm. And then Jiwon, Hyun, and Jihyuk are in the back. And then Eunho walks in, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh my God, Eunho, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, Soomin sent me the invite, which is wild.
She sent it to everybody because she needed friends to help this plan to work.
Yeah. So he's kind of like stuttering. He's like, well, like I'm here, but like, so actually, like Yeji and the other girls are here too. And like, they're kind of not like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, what? And then the girls walk in, the bullies walk in.
Wah, wah, wah. Because here's the thing. They wanted to, because remember, Eunho calls and doesn't get a chance to talk to Jiwon. And so the girls wanted to apologize.
Yes.
And so he was like, the girls are here. And they walk in like the worst girl group.
I love it. They look like they're going out. They look like they look like little badass Avenger women.
Listen, when I saw the black stockings, when I saw the black pantyhose, I was like, they're about to come in here and act a donkey. They come up talking to Soomin crazy. And then not only are they talking to Soomin crazy, they also start arguing with the mother-in-law and being like, oh, I'm her other ball. Well, I'm her other ball. And it's like, y'all are being vulgar. And she's like, what? We're talking about eyeballs. What are you talking about? Ajuma. She's like, Ajuma. And then at some point, Minhwan has been like, okay, I'm going to go.
Yes.
Like he ducks out so fast.
Ducks out. They're screaming, oh, did you know that this marriage, like, you basically, it all comes out, right? That Minhwan had cheated. This with the best friend. So everything comes out. The mother-in-law's super pissed. She's chasing the girls around.
On some true Looney Tune situation.
It becomes a shit show. And as the girls are getting kicked out, Yeji looks over at Jiwon and they like share a little look, right? Being like,
because remember
your job's done.
But remember when she goes to throw the bouquet, she was just like, oh, how can your other half catch the bouquet?
Yeah.
Because you stole her boyfriend.
Exactly.
Because the whole point is like, who's going to catch the bouquet? Who's going to catch the bouquet? I can tell you, I've caught a number of bouquets at weddings. It don't work.
I have never caught a single one. This part I thought was interesting. Jihyuk and Jiwon leave Hyun at the wedding. I thought that was kind of mean because they're like, oh, we're kind of tired. We're going to go. And Hyun's like, but we're not going to eat.
But she said she paid 1,000 won to eat. And my mother was like, do you pay for weddings there?
I guess you do to eat and stuff. It seems like. So she was like, I'm ready to eat. But then Eunho's like, well,
is that like, okay, Because I know a cash bar at a wedding is a shameful thing.
I'm not sure about the dining culture in Korean weddings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I paid 1,000 won, which I know is what, 25 bucks?
It's $1. 1,000 won?
It is like $1.
It's like 50 cents.
Hey,
so I don't think it means, yeah.
She paid her money. She paid her money, and she was like, I'm going to eat. And then Eunho was like, you want to get food somewhere else? And she's like, yeah.
I just felt like, I understand Jihyuk and Jiwon need to leave, so they have to run into Oh Yoora, but like, I was like, you're leaving your little sister behind? That's kind of mean.
She's fine. She grown. She came
to
eat. Wherever she goes, she came to eat.
Right. So then they go, right? Oh, and then we jump to, oh my God, Seokjun. Oh, so Jooran was supposed to come to the wedding, but she doesn't show up.
Because she's at work.
She's at work. And Seokjun finds her in the storage room, and she's sobbing.
And he says to her, why are you in here? You're not supposed to be in here, even though it's a storage room at work. So why are you in here?
And she's sobbing. She's like, I didn't take care of myself. I went and got a checkup, but I like waited to get the results. And he's just like speak. He's like, just be clear. Just like spit it out. Spit it out. And she's like, I have stomach cancer. Dun, dun, dun. Dun. And everyone's super sad. And then Jihyuk and Jiwon are in the car. They're holding hands. And the song that plays, I just wanted to say, the song is called Umbrella. And it's by Yoo Ra. Her song was a song that they played in the Queen of Tears. Remember the MP3 player? That was a Yoo Ra song. So it's the same artist who appears. It's an old school song. But anyways, Umbrella was with Yoo Ra and Epic High. Remember that rap group that I talked about? The guy, the lead, he went to Stanford and he got like terrorized. Yeah, so that's their song. It's one of my favorite songs.
We love this.
I love this. Okay. And then they get home and Oh Yoora shows up. Oh my God. Ugh. She's like... She shows up and then she basically tells Jiwon that she is Jihyuk's ex-fiancée, right? And then she's like, I didn't realize you had another woman, so you like left me for another gal.
And he doesn't let her hand go.
He doesn't. He's like holding on.
Meaning he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Because this is the ex-fiancée.
Yeah. If you do something wrong and you're caught, you're going to go,
right. He held on to her hand tight.
He squeezed it.
Which means he didn't do anything because she says ex-fiancé, not current fiancé, ex-fiancé. So this should, but I'm just like, okay, that's what we were saying. They've been happy for too long.
Happy for way too long. So
Oh Yoora has to come up.
Things are about to go crazy.
So this is the question.
Ugh.
Is Seokjun the new Darcy name?
I think so. So I know we love our Darcy name. Yes, but this Seokjun, silent protector.
Also,
I love it.
He is and pardon my French, he's a f***ing man.
He comes in and he's just like, he's a little gruff, but I feel like he's just always around and he's going to be in the future episodes. He's just like always there. But I'm very excited for Seokjun and the
So it's like the early
line.
lurkings of Jihyuk.
Yes. So again, it's interesting because there are a lot of parallels between Jiwon and Jooran. And in the second rewatch, I'm seeing it. In the next episode, we see a lot more.
Yes.
But again, as we put the pieces together, is it really like, is the whole goal like, did Jiwon get it wrong? It wasn't getting Soomin to marry Minhwan. Right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that was the whole point. She thought that was what's going to get fate to change, right?
Right.
But we're also seeing a very similar storyline where the fate is getting transferred to another person.
Right.
And all these similar things are happening.
And she's innocent. Because she didn't do anything. It's kind of like, earlier we were like, can Jihyuk transfer his fate to Eunho? But then it's like, well, Eunho didn't do nothing.
By the way, the internet did not like my comment. They're like, that is mean, because I was like, why can't it have been transferred to Eunho? And they're like, Eunho didn't do anything wrong. Why would Eunho get that? Eunho's nice. And I'm just I'm just saying.
It's
guys.
just a thought. We're literally talking about a TV show. He's not.
But I love it.
He's not real.
But I love the reaction.
But I also said that it didn't make any sense to give it over to Eunho because Eunho didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So you can't kill the man. He didn't do nothing.
So I thought this episode had a lot of K-drama tropes.
Absolutely.
Right? You have like, they're walking by the beach, you know?
Just walking after midnight.
Also at the beach, or at that, at the beach. Did you see the red lighthouse?
Yes.
This red lighthouse appears everywhere. Did you watch that drama Goblin?
No, it was a goblin.
No, it's not scary. No, but it wasn't Goblin. Like in a scene, I just remember a scene where Gong Yoo, the lead, is seeing the female lead, and I can't believe I'm forgetting her name right now, but it's a lot. But in the background, there was like a red lighthouse. I feel like this red lighthouse is always appearing in dramas. The fever.
Someone always has to get sick. Someone always has to get so upset, so emotionally upset.
Mm-hmm.
If getting emotionally upset caused you a fever,
Yeah.
I would be passed out.
There's a disease that we talk about. 화병. It really it means like anger, madness from anger or from despair.
Oh, there's so many shows where I watch where someone gets so upset they just pass out.
And and then usually the 할머니es have the little band.
Yes.
They're trying to pressure, right? It's 화병, kind of.
Okay.
I think it was slightly different from what Jihyuk had. I think Jihyuk mostly had like exhaustion and heartbreak.
And also he was
an emotional turmoil.
And wasn't he outside all night in the cold, or was that a different day?
Oh, he was. He was waiting for. Yes.
He was sitting out in the cold the whole time.
Love
and then like
connection.
the wedding humiliation.
All of it.
So
there are a lot of like little things there. They had the wrist grab in the beginning.
Which goes the wrong way.
So that was episode 11.
Yes.
Of Marry My Husband. We'll be back next Wednesday to discuss episode 12.
Oh. What do you think of the pod? Submit your questions, thoughts, rants, prayers, or whatever at chasingkdramas@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you directly. Please love us.
Please love us. Please love us with your engagement.
Show us some love on the socials, and be sure to review and subscribe and rate and follow us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you're tuning in. And also be sure to follow us on @ChasingKDramas on TikTok and Instagram. Start emailing us about what we should watch next.
I think that, and we need to start this, but I really think that we may try watching a drama that is currently airing. I think that'd be a very fun experiment to do. So we'll have to put together, so it doesn't have to start exactly when this drama is going to be over, obviously. I think we're going to start back recording like 8 October probably. We'll take a little break. But let's see if there are any fun fall shows. So this is a good question for you guys. If there's any fun fall shows that you know that it's coming out, there's a bunch on Netflix, wherever, let's send those suggestions over to us, and then we'll kind of figure it out, because I think it'd be kind of fun to do something where it's kind of,
because this is a rewatch. Yeah. We watch all of it, but I think like watching it like as a companion podcast,
that'd be interesting. Let's just try it.
Listen, there's nothing. Hey, you live one life unless the ghost of your father sends you back in time.
And then it's like, if we go behind schedule, there's ways of doing it. So like we'll do that. So why don't you guys send your suggestions for that, and then and we'll see. Okay, cool.
So we want to thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you for the next K-drama chase. Sarangees.
Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yice Cream. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.